You've now had some time to go through your teacher's guide. You'll notice that the first tab, called Investigation 1, Milkweed Bugs. In this 8-week study, students will raise milkweed bugs in a supportive habitat to study the insect's reproductive biology. We will be using this information to study milkweed bug population dynamics in investigation number 6. Remember the student learning outcomes on the Science Weebly site. Here is number 1. Observe milkweed bug individuals and populations to monitor change. Record data in notebooks. Describe and communicate a sequence of events during a long-term study. 1 week before beginning this unit, you should place your order for the milkweed bugs and gather twigs for the milkweed bug habitats. What to do when your shipment arrives. Copy and paste this link to play the video. And then introducing milkweed bugs and constructing a habitat. This requires 2 sessions. Again, copy and paste this link to play the video. When you have completed constructing the habitats and you have set up a schedule for students to make observations, I use this diagram here. I've enlarged it and I keep 4 copies on a page because it saves time when students start to complain that they cannot draw and it just becomes time consuming. So beside the milkweed bug station or copies of this diagram, I ask students to take a copy, glue it into their notebook, and then record visual observations inside the diagram and written observations in the notebook. The criteria for recording observations are: record the date and time of your observations, make qualitative and quantitative observations. Always add to the visuals of the diagram. Getting started. Behind each tab for an investigation is your course overview. The goal for the investigation, the objectives broken down by science content, conducting investigations, and building explanations. I often use building explanations to help me to write my mastery objective, what students should know when I'm done with this unit. For each part of the investigation, you're given a synopsis of the lesson, objectives for each part of the investigation, assessment tools, ideas, or materials, preparation instructions for what to do, step-by-step instructions for teaching the lesson, any media, which are readings, CD-ROMs, or simulations. Remember, I told you that you do not have to have a background in this field to teach this unit. Just behind the investigation outline is your scientific and historical background section. This is a must-read section, as it prepares you to teach the investigation with confidence. There is also a section here that prepares you for the attitude of middle school students who will challenge their need to know this stuff. Next, you will find a detailed list and visual of the materials you will need for the class and each group. Pay attention to any asterisks, as these alert you to materials that you will need to supply. Be sure to read the Getting Ready part section for each investigation, as this walks you through the preparation part of your instructions. The rest will be easy. It is scripted for you. Just read and do. You'll be fine. Finally, before ending this investigation, you do want students to read. In the resource manual, there are assigned readings for many of the sections within the unit. The first reading in this section is on milkweed bugs. Before beginning, I'm taking a page out of the ELA notes that I've working with the teachers. Always must state the purpose for reading. So I remind students that there is always a purpose for reading a piece of text. The purpose for reading this text is to gain some background knowledge about the milkweed bugs. Therefore, the genre of this text is informational. Next, preview any text-dependent questions with students prior to assigning the reading. These are just some ideas for questions. You can create your own to meet whatever needs you have. As you can see, the reading is quite detailed. There are words that are underlined and highlighted that are very important for students. I've put the circles in for the subheadings because this is one of the things I want my students to focus on, because it is one of the major goals of science of the ELA department, where students need to be able to cite textual evidence with in order to answer questions. So these subheadings have already been turned into questions. So now all I need students to do is go in and summarize the information to make sure that they are able to do this. This concludes investigation number 1. Good luck and bye.